Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Johnny, I remember when we spoke a few years ago in London upon Kell Brook versus Triple G, and I said to you, does Kell have a chance? And you said to me at that time, Kell can't make 147. He then fought Errol Spence. I asked you again, how would he cope? And you said if he makes the weight correctly, if he lives the life before fighting him correctly, there's a chance. He's now going in with regarded as another great fighter, top 5 in Terence Crawford, November 14th. He's split with Dominic Ingle for this camp. It doesn't look like he's working with Eddie Hearn, which we'll come to. But is this a tough fight? And as Carl Froch said, that Kell Brook is just cashing out. What are your thoughts? And I know you've known Kell for a long, long time.
Well, okay, so therefore, people can expect me to toe the party line because Kell's my boy. Now, I'll be honest with you. I think that this fight, if you'd have said 2 or 3 years ago, I'd have really hand on heart said, yeah, man, this is like, don't write Kell off. This can be done. Now I've got doubt there. The doubt is this because less than a year ago, Kell said I've probably got a year left in this game. So that tells me his desire, his want, his reaction, everything he does is not what it was, and he knows that. So that's why you'd make such a bold prediction. So therefore, Kell, he's probably not the fighter he was, and right now. And so in saying that, him getting in with Terence Crawford, he needs that godsend day where everything that night, that hour, that minute falls into place. 147 to this day, I still don't really figure out how he can do it. I could get you down to 147, but you won't be able to tie your shoelaces. You understand? So Kell has gone through it and got himself down to the weight. And remember, when he brought Spence, he was actually on point. For the first 4 or 5 rounds, Kell was doing his thing. And then all of a sudden, because of the weight, he wasn't as strong, he wasn't as dominant. First time I saw him getting bullied around the ring. So that told me, that clarified to me that Kell, you ain't a while away. That's done, man. So Kell has got himself down to the weight, and that's because all he's trained, and he's got himself into good condition. And he's right. I feel good at the weight. I would love to. I know he's been sparring with Conor Ben, and I think he's been doing some paddy work with Anna Metches and a coach from out in Gran Canaria. So I know he's been trying to tick as many boxes as he can in regards to that. And I'm quite, these guys will get him into condition because that's what Kell's done all his life. It's not just about getting into condition; it's getting into the right condition and getting into the right mental condition as well, as in game plan, as in how you go about things.
Is there a disadvantage without Dom?
I do believe so. That's my honest truth. I do believe so. I don't think they're falling out. I just think it doesn't work for either of them. And I'm quite sure those two are still in contact daily. It just didn't work between them because Kell wanted to spend his time out in Future Insure, and Dominic's got a thriving gym where he's got to take care of his other fighters. He's got to justify it. So that's where there's an issue here with a lot of fighters and I understand that they'll go abroad for better conditions, have better concentration in regards to going away to training camp. I totally get that. But to me, it's about, if I've got a coach and my coach knows the roadmap from A to B to get me there, to get me to succeed when I get there, that's his job. So I'll eat right, I'll sleep right, I'll train right, I'll do everything expected of me. I'll give him that respect. Because you can't be everything. You can't be the bus driver, ticket inspector and passenger. You've got to, this is your position. So Kell, you're a fighter. Kell's the fighter. So he's thinking, right, I need somebody to map out a plan of how I'm going to do this, and I'll give it my bit special. So it's got to the point where Kell's saying, I want to be abroad, and this suits me. And might be classed as selfish, but that's what he's got to do because that suits him. But does he get the best of everything whilst he's out there? I don't think so. I think Dominic will always get the best out of Kell, and we've seen that. So this is something that is going to be lacking in this fight, which I think is very important up against somebody like Crawford. So for Kell, I think he's up against it. I think it's a big ask, not an impossible ask, because I know what Kell's capable of doing. I've seen this boy on form, but everything common sense tells you that I wouldn't put my house on it. And I had a chance to put my house on it probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I won't do that now. I wish him all the best. I hope he pulls it off, especially for Sheffield and especially for Kell to be a chance to be a two-time world champion. I hope he pulls it off. But I'm being realistic and I'm being honest. I think it's a tough night and a tough ask. But not an impossible ask, even though Crawford's been pushed up there again, saying this guy's this, that, and the other. I think he's beatable. I do believe he's beatable. But it's finding that fighter that understand the blueprint and the game plan to beat him.
We know Eddie's confirmed that the fight's not going to be on Sky Sports because Bob and team want this fight to be on pay-per-view, and they can't put it in the middle of Chisora Usyk, White Povetkin, and then obviously got AJ Pulev as well, which is all on pay-per-view. So Kell wasn't obviously too pleased with this. He did an interview recently with IFL TV, and he said, and I quote, all he had to do was sign the contract for Brook, but was more interested in signing his own book. And he then went on to say, we were boys from the start. Then he's going off like this, when I'm in the fight of my life.
How could I say? That's obviously, Frank Warren once says to me, when he was my promoter, he said, Johnny, you have to work with a lot of people I don't like. It's business. So this situation with Kell and Eddie, this is business. So if this business doesn't suit Eddie's business, and it doesn't suit his relationship with Sky, it doesn't suit his relationship with Matchroom, then it don't work. Don't be surprised if Kell won, that Eddie and Kell had worked together, get together again. These things happen. They're like marriages, man. People have spats. You know, Kell's not happy about the situation. Eddie's saying, well, it don't work for me. And you can kind of compare Kell and Dom. It didn't work for Kell staying in Sheffield, so he's moved. It's business. It's not personal. So again, it's not a personal thing. I think it's business, and I don't understand. Sorry, I can't quote. I can't speak on behalf of Eddie, even though I'm Eddie's boy. Yeah, I can't speak on behalf of Eddie. I can't speak on behalf of Sky. I can just use common sense, and don't be surprised if these two are back in bed together, if Kell pulled it off, or not. Just don't be surprised. It's just how it is.
All right, Johnny Nelson, thank you for a few moments of your precious time this evening. I appreciate you answering my text message within a few moments and then saying, yeah, let's do it, finally.
Let's do it, G. When are you in the bubble? Are you in the bubble this week?
It's Cougar.
He's Cougar then better. You need to blow Cougar out, because Cougar will probably watch this. You're better than Cougar. I'm just saying. So you need to blow him out. So I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want him to blackball you, but you're better than Cougar. So if you've seen this, Coug.
Well, I did see your 10th, the IFL 10th anniversary message that you sent. So I saw that and I was quite.
You know what? Listen to me. IFL. It doesn't matter. Love or loathe them. They are the trailblazers. Look at the amount of people out there now doing it, and they're head and shoulders above everybody. And Cougar, how he gets them, and I know he and James started it, but Cougar was probably the one that everybody knew, because Cougar's very good at playing the fool to catch the wise, and he'll ask you really what seems to be a dumbass question, and he gets the best out of people, and it's a known successful formula. So I don't think I think Cougar makes IFL. I think he's been smart in the team he's picked to represent IFL. I think IFL are well renowned in our sport, and it's the future. You know, they cottoned onto it 10 years ago, Now everybody's doing it, so that's why they're ahead of it. And so yeah, good on them. Respect due. Respect where it's due.
He set the trend for everybody to follow.
Without a doubt.
I think there must be at least 30, 40 boxing YouTube channels now.
Yeah, and you know what? You think? Can I know someone like Frank Warren. Frank was my promoter. Frank was very. He wasn't as I found not as approachable as an Eddie. So, but when Coogan does an interview with Frank, he gets it out. I'm like, good on you, man. Now I know Frank socially, he's very social. I gather he's good company, and he's very sociable. But when in one of his fights, you just don't feel like you're on the same level. But I'm thinking Coogan gets it out of him, and he does it with everybody. He does it with fighters that are pissed off, and he gets the best out of them. And so he manages them to get people to drop their guard. But that's what you want. You want the real stuff. And I think sometimes he's probably in danger of putting himself in a position where he's got his foot in both camps. So people like me put him in it. And but I think IFL, you've set a trend. I think you've done an amazing job. And let's see another 10 years on the rock.
Hopefully you're still with us in 10 years' time, Johnny, and that hip of yours. Johnny Nelson for IFL TV. Thank you very much.
Woo! Okay.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.